Equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are different fractions that have the same value. And let's look at an example to further understand this. So Marcos has changed the oil of 1/3 of the vehicles today. Identify an equivalent fraction to 1/3. So let's go ahead and kind of draw this out a little bit. So the first one, we have these 3 different boxes right here on the top boxes, and we're just going to draw one of the boxes in. So you can see that 1/3, or one of the 3, is shaded to show that Marcos has changed the oil of that many vehicles of the total. Now, to create an equivalent fraction, we will be multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So let's do that. So we have 1/3, and we're going to make this into so let's take our 1/3, and then let's actually multiply the top and the bottom by 3. So we have the same number on the top and the bottom, like that. And we're going to multiply 3 times 1, which is equal to 3. And now 3 times 3 is equal to 9. So we have 3 9ths. Now let's go ahead and draw this out. So we have to color now 3 boxes of the 9. So we have 3. And you can see that the rest is not shaded, which is all of these are 9 boxes. And then we just have the 3 on the top. So you can see that this equivalent fraction of 3 9ths is equivalent to 1/3 when you draw it out. It covers the same amount of boxes to represent the same value. So let's go ahead and look at another example. Example 2. Nestor has 1/4 inch drill size. What are 2 equivalent fractions to 1/4? So we have 1/4. Let's go ahead and multiply by 2 on the top and the bottom in order to get one equivalent fraction. So we go 1 times this 2 on the top, which is equal to 2. Now we have 4 times this 2, which is equal to 8. So 2/8 is an equivalent fraction to 1/4. So let's do another one. So we have 1/4, and we're going to multiply it by 3 on the top and the bottom. So now we have 1 times this 3 on the top, which is equal to 3. And then we have this 4 times this 3, which is equal to 12. So we have 3/12 as another equivalent fraction. So both of these are the same value as 1/4. So let's go ahead and look at another example. A copper tubing has an inside diameter of 5 and 16 inches and a wall thickness of 3 and 32 inches. What are equivalent fractions for each 5/16 and 3 and 32? So let's go ahead and look at the 5/16 first. So we have 5/16, and let's just go for the first one. That seems a little bit easier. So just multiplying it by 2 on the top and the bottom. So now we have 5 times this 2, which is equal to 10. And we have 16 times 2, which is equal to 32. So 10/32 is an equivalent fraction to 5/16. Now let's look at 3 over 32. Let's go ahead and multiply it by 2 over 2 as well. So 3 times 2 is 6. Now 32 times 2 is 64. Now 6 over 64 is an equivalent fraction to 3 over 32. So these are equivalent fractions to the two different fractions.